ready. Yeah, I quickly came to you. You're in the energy sphere. But then from that focus of being on your energy sphere, touching you, seeing that it's you by DNA, then I see the it's like a capsule looking, but it's actually in front. It's not like as a capsule, kind of goes more like tear shape in front. And I see your gloves, like black rubber kind of gloves of your hands, and they are kind of like on some sort of screen, and the screen looks very holographic. I see like it's like a box, and it's made out of crystal. It's like clear crystal. It produces some screen, and the screen is like a greenish color. It's not like that bright green, but light green, and you hold your hands on it, and I see you targeting some specific objects in space because you're flying back and forth, like little asteroids, I would say, and then some of the asteroids are actually, you kind of like push them to a particular side, because on your screen it says push them in this direction, or almost like put them into this black hole or that black hole. There's some portals that you can also open with by being in that. It's one person only space ship, and it's like a tube. It's like a capsule, but it does have like in front. It's more like it's not like a rocket on top, like a classical, but it more kind of like goes together, and then it forms some sort of like a laser point, from which there's like this bright yellow orange comes, and that force, it kind of shoots, and it either makes it's like it penetrates, goes inside. And there's different devices too. There's like different metallic devices. They kind of look like satellites, but they're not like a satellite that they draw. It's more like I see like this metallic sphere, but it's made out of squares, like square plates. And there's 2 points sticking out on both sides like this. And I feel like it's some sort of device to absorb energies and redirect energy. It can be used like an energy weapon too. Depends what switch you turn on, and it can be remotely. It's a remote control device. It's like a drone type thing, but I see it's orbiting above the dome of the Earth, and I see quite a few of them. They're made out of metal, kind of dark gray metal, and you shoot those too. You actually don't do it. The beam that you shoot at them just deactivates them, like they stop working. They become like garbage, basically, device. Some asteroids can. I got this thing too, that there's some asteroids that I see that are kind of like rocks, space rocks, and they contain bacteria inside. They infected. Some of them infected with black goo type based bacteria, and they can be also controlled by the beams coming from different spaceships that reptilians use. I see like the tall green reptilians, the green ones, and they can actually push them with the beam of blue light coming from their spaceship to any planet to make it go there, and that bacteria would spread quickly on that planet and would do its job by destroying the biological matter, the life, any life form that is on its way. And let me look at you. So you got this helmet, but it's energy helmet. I see the face is very prolonged, like very long thin face, like a large, light green eyes, almost like this color. Don't really know how to compare, which color to compare it to, but it's this kind of like blue green, beautiful. It's not turquoise, no, it's more greenish, but very light. And very tiny thin nose, but it's almost non-existent, but it is a nose, and it's very long. And then a tiny little mouth, but it's more like Renaissance type kind of face, but it's really abnormally long, and the skull is like long in the back. So I'm looking at you, there's on the left shoulder on the suit. The suit is like white, sparkling white, like snow. White, and there's insignia on it. And it's got like orange and yellow planets merging. One orange, one yellow, and they're like this, right? And then over them, there's a moon. And the whole, I just know what it symbolizes because I touched it. Behind there's a sun, like our central sun. And it's like a 5-star, but it's interesting. I don't see the 5 and star. I only see the insignia in the circle. The circle by itself is it's almost like a map, like an astrological map or something, because the sun is behind, then there are 2 planets merging, and the moon is in front. And the whole thing is like surrounded by the 5-point star. And you're saying you're from the region of the planets Rahu and Ketu, like Ketu, and they are planets in the located. They're totally energetic. They're not visible to anybody who's in a human body or any other body that is physical, because you're not in resonance with this 5/6 dimensional planets, so you cannot see them, but they're energetic, and they are right in. The sun is here and the moon is here, and they're right in between. But at this point, they're merging. They are like becoming. You call them. I see them almost kind of in an interesting way. It's like this 8, like infinity, and they are inside each of the circles of the 8, number 8, in horizontal position. One is orange, another one yellow. And I see it's encapsulated into some sort of the white light of, you say it's a membrane that you put around it, because those planets are supposed to eclipse the sun. They're supposed to make the moon, to help the moon eclipse the sun. And in those dark shadow intervals of cosmic cosmic energy and Earth time. Dark portal can be, well, there are two portals. Dark portals can be opened, creating in between some sort of like it's like a major Stargate type thing, but it's actually two portals create a bigger one, centralized portal, you say, and then the human souls can be transported in the containers for exchange, for technology, and also they can be transported to different universes, to different bubble realities where they can be preserved and saved for future development of the dark forces. And that's exactly why you're one of the 12 souls who came to help keep stop this from happening and keep the two shadow planets from disconnect. So you basically, by putting this membrane with those other 12 spaceships, you disconnected these two shadow planets, Rahu and Ketu, from taking part in the helping moon to eclipse the sun, creating those segments of time to help the dark forces. So because you are basically, you're saying that the way the program was created, it's malfunctioning now, because the hackers of the universe figured out a way to hack the system and to turn it into this complete, like a battle zone of like division, battle zone of division of everything. But we as particles of light are actually part of the same light beam, but at the same time we are part of one, but we're separate in that beam of light. We come as beam of light, but we're separate inside. But we have to understand that we're still one beam of light. And the beam of light can create anything it wants, unless they can convince all the sparkles or particles of light that they cannot, which is exactly what happened after they took over the Earth. And they convinced they turned off, they raised, deleted, turned off, canceled all the memory carrying strands of DNA, basically, so you do not have access to them to remember that you're part of the same. And that's what makes the system keep going. It keeps going because of that. And you came as part of the batch of these 12 cells, because you only come little by little, and it's a streaming beam of light that goes into separate. You use a different system to actually incarnate on Earth, because I see you trespassing the I can call them the astral platform, where they have, it's almost like the exit point centers, that where I see like crocodile looking reptilians, and then the other platforms have even mantis beings, and the other ones have low vibrational beings. Those looking more like kind of demonic ones. And you kind of like, it's almost like a, it looks like this. It looks like 12 different, so it's like a beam that goes in the beam. There are 12 different balls of light. The balls of light are like light green. It's mostly white, but there's a little bit of green around, and it beams through, and it kind of like makes a hole, and it goes so fast. It's faster than the speed of light, because the speed of light that we have is actually fake speed of light. That's what you say. It's not the real one. Nothing is real here. And you can surpass anything that is considered real here just by knowing that it's not. And then I see you incarnate for 5 incarnations here on Earth, and this is number 6. What you did is like you split yourself up because you knew that you would not be able to incarnate in one body at a time. So you split yourself up in 5 pieces, and that way you couldn't avoid interference. But it's like, I still see a spaceship, and you're on a spaceship at the same time, doing your job. And you actually connect to yourself at night, or whenever your physical body sleeps, or in light trance, thinking of something or enjoying yourself. You'll reconnect with that. And you also reconnect with others who are doing the job in other countries. In Asia, Peru, Australia, New Zealand, it's Alaska. And there's so many more. There's a lot in South America. In Brazil and Argentina. And there's Germany and Austria. In France. In Czech. You're doing it here. All of you are doing it. But you incarnated in the same exact country, only parts. So you might feel like you are either bigger than you are, or there's something to you that it's hard for you to uncover, to see, and it's hidden behind the wall that you cannot get through, because there's other parts of you keep going doing the same thing. So I just got this Oklahoma, Nevada, and then Colorado mountains I see. And then I see something like it's New Jersey. And then it's, I think it's Wisconsin. Yeah, don't know. But you also have this ability. You actually went to other states too. It's like you spread the knowledge, because then other states are popping up. I even see Hawaii. And because you project yourself, you can project yourself energetically. at different points of the map or states, and shoot knowledge there, and also like coexist with your part in the physical, and almost like project the physical body for a while into other parts, because I see like you build it up. There is a way to there's something about you can cancel out the laws of physics that were created for this particular level of the game that we're at, and you can surpass them and do your own thing. Let's say you wanted to show up at some conference as some person to spread the knowledge and read a lecture, and you could do that too. But then you can, the only thing is like you can only hold your shape and form for 2 days and then disappear. And that's what happens with the people when they see somebody, but then they can't find them because they can do the same you do. And come back to, I see 72 strands of DNA, which you're looking at. Here's the only thing that I see. I see there's some interesting, so there are two, there's a red and yellow type chords, and they are going through, it's almost like somebody sewing something like right around your energy sphere, and it's kind of like I see your energy sphere in stripes that way. That's like the chord system. And I see a snake with the mouth open with a big with a very long red tongue.
Ooh.
And it's getting your energy through the chord system of this yellow and red that I see. That's why your energy sphere goes in stripes, and it's always also as if somebody put rubber bands around it. It's kind of like it looks like. Let me go and find which, it's life number 3. And it's you're a scientist for sure, because I see you at the lab and you're looking at, it's like you're a zoologist or something. You're looking at the snakes, actually like a mouth or teeth or something, I don't know, and then you put some little droplets under the electronic microscope. I think it's a poison of a snake you're studying or something. No idea what it is. Looks like some little tiny drops from a lab tube. Susanna, the name. And that snake, I know, I see the, in you there's something, there's some memory starts coming. That somebody you know was bitten by a snake and they couldn't save that person, and you start being interested in studying how long does it take. It's in 19, I see the year 1916, so
Okay.
and you're like 32 there. That's the year, that's the age that comes up, but you know time is really non-existent, so it's kind of tricky. But then what came up, and your name is Susanna. Leone or something like Italian name, and on it's Corsica. That's what came up right away. And yeah, you're interested in you're a zoologist and a scientist and biochemist, and you're just studying this because somebody you had as a friend died from the bite of a snake, and you have this in you. It's like I still see it. It almost looks like a ring around your heart, but the ring is broken into segments, and it's connected with the kind of like horizontal little stripes. And that's where you kept that loss, like that sorrow, or and then in the name of that friend, you wanted to study um, to create an antidote for this particular snake. But the snake looks like brown with yellow stripes. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty small too. And that's how that snake got connected to you, because that's what it does actually. In the etheric, I see the snakes like that. They would attack somebody and then would get attached to the relatives and the friends who feel that feeling of loss, low vibrational feelings in their heart, and it would get attached to them through the heart, and then it would just get energy. It's the whole. It's a big system. It looks like a pyramid. Looks like an egregor of some sort of reptilian egregor that supports. I see symbology going past me by like the medical, the snake, the other two snakes, and the snake of Eden, and all this. It's kind of like almost like at your face, the reminder who's in control of this world. And it goes to support the system because there's like the wires around at the bottom of this level that we're at right now, and the wiring system, it's energetic. It fits that layer of the programming, the programs, to program us to feel that we're not strong enough, that we're young, to keep us like feeling like we're little children all our lives. That's the idea of the that's a program that it feeds. You know?
Is it still attached to me?
Mm-hmm.
Taking it out?
Yeah, well, the snake. Um, you ordered it to stand in front of you, and it's not only one that showed up, because I also told your subconscious to call on the boss, and there's a cobra showed up. It's pretty. Here's how it looks. It's like a body of a human, but the arms is much shorter and little, and there are only 4 fingers. But the head is of a snake with that, like hood behind, and the face is totally like a cobra snake face. And that other snake is just a snake, just a regular snake, but it kind of like standing up. And I told your subconscious to freeze it, or you can freeze it or do whatever you want with it, put it in some container, whatever. So you put it like on a translucent cube, so it cannot escape or move. And then I tell your soul subconscious to check your energy body, to see if you have any other implants, rather than, like, except that, well, there is this one around your heart that you already took out when you discovered it, when you saw it. And just look around anywhere else. Do you have anything else? There's nothing I see. There's some dust particles, luminescent particles, but it's not from the snake. It's from pollution, so I got the name pollution. Environmental particles that will absorb through breathing, food, that you can get rid of also. And there's nothing else, but you're pulling out the cords from around yours, like rubber bands, horizontal rubber bands, all from all your energy sphere. There is a contract there. You can only study, and I'll let you study my poison that I use, or I let you study my species to create an antidote. If you sign this, and you sign it, it looks like a papyrus kind of paper, yellowish, folded, like a yoga mat type manuscript. And I see it's like you signed it with your mind. There's no actual signature there. It's like by taking the paper, you agreed to it, but then it was taken away from you, so you don't remember. And that cobra had it in its body, kind of took it out of its body and gave it to you. So you just, what you do, you just go back to that moment when you had this subconscious conversation, you cancel it out, you annul it, and by deleting the moment, you basically destroyed the paper. It doesn't exist, this contract doesn't exist anymore. And tell you that you can open the portal and throw it out. So you take all the cords you pulled out from the energy sphere, the surface of it, and the ring that it's kind of interesting that the ring around the heart was energetically connected, but it's more like a very subtle energetic connection to the cords around the energy sphere. And when you like, but I see it. It's really like translucent kind of light connecting. It's more like kind of also like a GPS system or some sort of remote control system that they control you through the cording system. So you just you draw a portal in your energy sphere and open it and throw it out. So, and now you tell the cobra and the snake to go there also. Into the portal, you close the portal, so they just go back from where they came from in the beginning. And then you just, I see like rays of light, of the light green light, that you initiate the process of cleansing in all of the timelines, the other lives that you have. And I tell you that you can cleanse, you can fix your DNA, 72 strands, and complete it back to your original, which you do just by wishing to do it. And that's how it's done in astral. And you create this powerful projector with the light, and you stand in front of it. It's like you created like a screen, and you stand in the screen, and the projector beams you with the light. It's like a replica of the original sun, and you like get cleansed, like your mental emotional bodies from the other lives get cleansed. And from that life when you lost your friend and all the other ones. Yeah, because you do. If I look to see like where's the intervals in between your lives, there's no intervals. It's like all together running at the same time, and that was for you to the way to avoid this in between. Kind of, that's when they can grab you, catch you, or deceive you, lure you into any trap. That was the way to avoid a trap for you. But you are, as you came, you kind of knew what you were doing, because it's like operation, like it's an interesting thing about this label too, because it's like the moon overshadowing the sun, but the moon is going to be taken away at some point. And because I see on a different timeline in space, and you're flying a spaceship, but the moon on the label, on the logo, is not there anymore.
Huh.
So when it's gonna disappear, because it's part of the control system, it's gonna be gone. It's gonna be gone from your insignia too. So you automatically disappears. You automatically transition to the parallel timeline as if it never was there. So I don't see any other energies or connections, but I feel like there was a lot of anybody who wanted to kind of siphon your energy would get attached or to the court system. Also, I feel like this cobra was a very powerful kind of like Naga, old Naga being, who would really guard you, would not let anybody else get latched onto you, like so they wouldn't get your energy. He wanted all the energy for himself.
Okay.
And for the reptilian energy system that controls it's basically like putting more fuel into the engine of the matrix type thing. And there is a lot of, I see this interesting thing. I see like people with a lot of circles around them. Like imagine a person standing, and at the around at the feet level of the person, there's different almost like rings, and they are like multiple rings. And these people feed the system the most, but because they're also super powerful. And the system figures out how to grab the very powerful cells, the very dense in energy, and they can siphon the energy to feed it. But then there's also ways that your soul used to wake your physical, it's to wake her physical part up on your way, on your path. You get rid of all this. So it's like dualities right here too. The one is trying to take you over, and at the same time, that taking over makes you wake up. So yeah, I don't see any clones or hybrids or anything like this.
Good.
And yeah, nothing else I see that needs to be done. So if we do, you can ask questions or whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Is it, how common is it that people would have clones? Like, is that a widespread thing, or is it rare?
Most people do have clones, but there are some. Well, we basically all starseeds, right? If we use that term, but some are. Some starseed groups figured out how to avoid, so they would not be cloned. So it's almost like a program of protection. So soul's essence, right? You put a program there, you acknowledge that you can be cloned, and you're already set up an anti-clone kind of program. That's how I see it. Because it's all about your knowledge. If you're aware that can be done, then you can say that you refuse it. even you forbid them from doing that to you, and it's recorded in your soul's essence as your free will, so they cannot do it to you. Others come not aware, and then they can get tricked into things like that.
Okay. So the 5 lives that you see of me, I'm like all simultaneous kind of. Is that what you're saying? So there's no like, oh, you went back to the whatever, Pleiades, whatever for this long, and then you came back. It's all one string.
It's pretty much the same life, but different countries. Kind of makes my head spin because you do have like pretty much the same life, but a little bit variation occurs. That's what I get information wise from your subconscious, but was programmed to be pretty much the same, to give you time and space to wake up and to do your job, to follow a certain program even before you wake up.
Okay. That's fascinating. So am I female in all these? Since they're all kind of the same life, female.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.